What's cracking, fam? Happy Friday. TG motherfucking IF. Thank goodness, motherfucking, it's Friday. Makes no sense whatsoever, but it's been that kind of week, for sure. So anyways, finally getting settled in after a long day, really, long week. I thought I was going to actually have a little break today. Things were going to be a little bit laxy-daisy. That was not the case whatsoever. And actually, I've been kind of intending on doing this update for the last 2 or 3 days now, and I just haven't had a chance to do it. So here we are, 9:30 p.m. Friday night, and I'm finally sitting down to do this. So it's going to be kind of breezy because I've got Fear No Evil queued up, ready to go right in front of me. I'm really excited to check this movie out. It's a 1980, I think, kind of like a religious possession-esque movie. Scream Factory just put it out, so I'm stoked to check it for sure. And my bad, guys. Don't look over there because then you'll be totally... I'll be spoiling the whole video by that. So hopefully you guys didn't see that. My stack probably have multiple times by now. But yeah, so I got a stack of goodness here. Some stuff from Amazon Germany, Epic Pictures Releasing, Scream Factory, Amazon, Diabolic, I think, and Grindhouse Video Tampa, and yeah, so and the Dark Force, excuse me, Dark Force Entertainment as well. So, and then there's this huge thing too that I don't want you guys to see. Push that out of the way. Yeah, alright, I think I pretty much got it covered. So, before we get into this update, I just want to let you guys know I do have a few things for sale. So if anybody's interested, I have an extra copy of Candy Corn on Blu-ray. Supposedly a pretty fun Halloween-themed horror film from this year. I am actually going to watch this closer to Halloween time, but I'm stoked to check it out. And then I have a copy of Itsy Bitsy. Yep. Ordered this twice by accident again. And then I have an extra copy of The Prey from Arrow Video. So if anybody is interested in any of these titles, hit me up. Let me know what you want, and we'll take it from there. I'm pretty sure that's it for stuff that's for sale right now. I definitely have some more stuff, but I got to dig it out, and I haven't done that yet. So, all right, let's get into the update. Just going to take a quick peek so I can decide sort of the order and how I'm going to do this. Alright, so let's start off with, why not, right? Because I already showed you guys. Itsy Bitsy. This is the other copy of the movie that I have. I've heard mixed reviews. I heard it's kind of shitty, but I love killer spider movies, so I did not know this was a Shout Factory, aka Scream Factory release. I did not know that. For whatever reason, I just didn't see it. But there's a... sorry guys, stuttering. Calm down. Deep breaths. There's an image of a spider on the back of this that looks actually pretty practical. But for all I know, it could be the one practical spider in the whole movie. I'm hoping it's practical effects. But I haven't really heard any reviews other than like maybe 1 or 2 people saying it was kind of lame. But we'll see. I have this movie called Tarantulas that I showed you guys a while back. I got that in North Carolina when I went to go visit some friends in June, I believe it was. And I still haven't watched that. It's a DVD, but it's like I think a 90s film. Killer Tarantulas, I'd assume. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of anything killer spider. So there's that. And then I got this one from Mike over at Grindhouse Video Tampa. Big Top Evil. Looks pretty cheesy. It's from Gravitas Venturas, I think. They're just some company, I guess, smaller company, but they put out a lot of newer stuff. So newer horror, indie horror, stuff like that. So, yeah, some deranged clowns stalk some kids, I think, teenagers or whatever. 5 desperate youths. It says 5 disparate youths. I don't know what disparate means. I know what desperate means. But anyways, they're lost on a road trip, and they're pursued by killer clowns. This guy looks cool on the cover, but the clowns on the back don't look as cool. But we'll see. Big Top Evil. Not expecting much, but All right, and then I grabbed this one from Dark Force. It's a double feature, The Loners and Dragon versus Needle of Death. That's a pretty crazy name, Dragon versus Needles of Death. I think they're just kind of like 70s, 60s or something, 60s or 70s, early 70s exploitation films, maybe Kung Fu exploitation, Kung Fu splation, I don't know. And then The Loners, which is the main feature on this movie, starring Dean Stockwell. I'm not really sure what it's about, to be honest with you guys, but maybe some sort of... It says Bonnie and Clyde meets Easy Rider, so that's cool. Sounds good, but I'm sure it's probably pretty cheap and grindhouse feeling because it's one of their drive-in releases, but that's cool. And if you guys don't already know, Dark Force, Dork Farce, aka Dark Force, they just announced Ator, the whole controversial Ator thing with them. They finally put the movie out, and it's fun. If you guys like Cheeseball Hercules rip-off type movies, it's fun. It's kind of like Deathstalker a little bit, but yeah, I have the DVD that Code Red, I think, or Scorpion put out a long time ago. Scorpion, but I wanted to grab it, so I find Dork Farce, aka Dark Force, they're like, their method, I guess you could say, of social media advertising is extremely cheesy and bad, and it's almost like I almost feel bad for myself for supporting, because when I see they post, they'll do things like for example, they'll set up a bunch of Rolex watches and jewelry on a display case, and then they'll pan by all of them, and then you'll see their movie, and that's what they're doing. They're advertising their movie next to a bunch of random fucking jewelry. Oh my god, please buy this. It's so high class, or whatever kind of distorted analogy they're trying to make there. They're just really cheesy, and I've noticed that they've toned down. They're not even cheesy. They're just amateur. They don't know how to advertise like gentlemen. It's just chintzy and cheap and hokey. I don't know. Their PR needs to be fired a year ago. But that's just my opinion. But I lost my train of thought. But yet I still support them. So what the fuck? Because I support them because I've always supported Code Red, and whether you like Bill or whatever that douchebag's name is, that meathead fucking savage looking brute that is like a wannabe wrestler or whatever. I don't know his name, but with a Boston accent, I think. I don't know. I don't know if it's a speech impediment or a Boston accent, but it sounds like a Boston accent. I don't know. I like the stuff that they put out, some of it, so I have to, I have to be greedy and selfish and just look at it from okay, do I want this movie? Do I like this movie and or want this movie? Am I interested in seeing this movie, and do I want to buy it? And do I put aside all my morals and personal opinions of how they do their business and just buy the movie for the sake of watching it? Yes. I mean, that's the decision I've come to pretty much with Dark Force, or Dork Farce, as some people like to say jokingly. But yeah, I mean, they definitely by no means are a classy company. They should really take notes from Vinegar Syndrome or anybody else. They're just they're like the freaking grade D grade, I guess, of boutique horror, you could say. I don't know. They're just cheesy. But anyways, I am excited for Ator on Blu-ray, so I digress. These films, I don't know. I've never seen them before, but I do want to check out The Loners and Dragon versus Needles of Death. Just because that's such a crazy name. All right, so next up we have... let's go with a little bit of The Addams Family. I have not seen this movie in so long, and I'm really excited to revisit it. This movie I used to watch every Halloween season, with the fam, waiting for trick-or-treaters to come. I used to sit in at the foot of my mom and dad's bed and just watch this movie. And this one and Ichabod Crane, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow Walt Disney version. I would always watch these around Halloween time. So it's just in the spirit of Halloween, you know, I had to grab this. Perfect timing too, obviously. I don't think that was any coincidence. But I also ordered Addams Family Values, which I'm not as, like, connected to, I guess you could say. I've only seen that one, like, once or twice. But I ordered it, and for whatever reason, it got delayed with Amazon. So Amazon's been dropping the ball lately. They've been saying things are delivering, are like, scheduled to be delivered, and then I'll look it up, and it says it's not even shipped. So there's some sort of, like, miscommunication between their whoever updates the site. I don't know. Whatever they do. But anyways, Addams Family Values will be here soon, so got that one coming too. They put out the Addams Family and Addams Family Values. Paramount did for the Halloween season, maybe? I don't know. They're out now, so. All right, next up, I've also been pretty sick. My dad went away on a business trip, and he came back, and within 2 days, the whole fucking family was, like, super sick, so that sucks. Got a juicy chest cold going on. All right, so next up, we will go with one from Indicator. So when Indicator was having their sale, their, like, once-a-year sale or whatever recently, I wanted to grab this. Bunny Lake is Missing, but it was sold out on their website, so I couldn't grab it. So I was able to grab it on Amazon for a relatively decent price. I don't even really know much about this movie. I read the synopsis a couple weeks ago, now I forget, but it's some sort of, like, suspense thriller, you know, missing persons type movie. I don't know if it's like a touch of whodunit or what, but you know, Bunny Lake is Missing. Had to check that one out. The film itself is from 1965. It's the one thing I can't stand about Indicators, that they don't put a synopsis on the back. It really bothers me. All right, let's go with The Shining on 4K. Love this movie. Who doesn't? It's amazing. But blows my mind every time I see this movie or think about this movie. I think about how Stephen King doesn't like it, and I'm just like, why? How? What? Stephen King's weird in his own little ways. Yet he loves the movie, the version of The Shining that he produced. I don't know if he loves it, but he produced it, so he backed that one up 100%. This movie's great. It's classic. Excited to see it on 4K just because I love snow-themed settings, and I think the snow's probably going to pop. And also, Movie Chatter had just talked about, I just watched one of her videos today, earlier. Talked about how it looked good, I think. I think she said it looked good. She always does, like, a bunch of reviews. If you guys aren't familiar with Movie Chatter, I'm sure most of you are. Go check her out. I think I might have shouted her out before, but she's really good, and she, you know, always gets the good stuff. And unlike myself, she always gives really awesome plot synopsises of movies. She always does her homework. And, like, you know, like 8 out of 10 of the movies she shows you in her hauls, she, like, knows everything about. She's watched them. So it's really, like, kind of like a full, you know, you get everything from that. So it's really, I enjoy watching her videos quite a bit. She's a really nice person, too. So that's Movie Chatter. But anyways, I've been digressing a lot this video. So moving forward, The Shining on 4K, awesome. Then I got Chernobyl. I'm really excited about this. I've heard it's really good. I watched the first episode. It's a 5 parts TV series, and I started to watch it last night, and I loved what I saw. Then I fell asleep. But the whole Chernobyl situation, or whatever, in history is extremely frightening and creepy to me. So I've heard this is fantastic. So it's a 5-part miniseries. I don't know if it's from Netflix or what, but HBO. So I'm really, really excited. This is like top of the to-watch list right now. So I've heard nothing but good things about it. So those of you who don't know, it tells the powerful and visceral story of the worst man-made accident in history. The massive explosion in 1986, the year that I was born, coincidentally, at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the Soviet Union that released radioactive material not only across Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine, but also as far as Scandinavia and Western Europe. From the moment of the early morning blast through the chaos and loss of life in the ensuing days, weeks, and months, Chernobyl juxtaposes compelling human stories of bravery and sacrifice with the shocking inertia of a government intent on passing blame and downplaying the dangers of the disaster. So I've heard this is amazing. So stoked to check that one out. All right, then we got two movies from SRS Cinema. I was really surprised that they put these out. These are obscure Godzilla films, and I don't think they're going to be included. I don't think they've ever had an actual, like, legitimate release ever. Certainly not on Blu-ray, but somehow SRS Sabrosa, who's a company that puts out a lot of really indie, schlocky, low-budget gore-fest movies. Like they did House Shark, which was awesome. And they've done a few movies that I like, but for the most part, it's a little bit too low budget for me. The stuff that they put out, a lot of Polonia Brothers stuff. I'm not a Polonia Brothers shot on video fan at all. So, but nonetheless, these movies seem really fun. We've got like the God of the Sea, and then just like a land monster, and basically they're Godzilla stories. So huge beasts erupting from the bowels of Earth, the water, and I think on land. So let's see. So Raiga is the god of sea monsters. Battleship Yamato, the largest and strongest of his time, is on patrol when a lookout spots a massive shape half submerged in the distance. Believing it to be an enemy submarine, they fire and score a direct hit. Come to find out, they've just killed the baby of Kaiju Rigu. And seething with rage and murder of its cub, the monster attacks the combined fleet with incredible ferocity and awesome destructive power. So that sounds great. And then we have Raiga, god of monsters. Global warming leads to excessive melting of the southern polar ice cap, disrupting Earth's ecosystem. The receding ice brings long dormant ancient sea creatures back to life. Among them is the Kaiju, an enormous sea beast the locals refer to as legendary Raiga. Among the Kaiju, is a legendary sea beast the locals refer to as the legendary Raiga. The monster attacks the city of Asakusa, bringing death and destruction as he tramples building and lays wreckage to the military. I don't know if it's a typo or what, but can Raiga be stopped, or will all of Japan be destroyed by his fury? Sounds awesome. I really wanted to grab these because, again, they don't have like a legitimate release, so it's really cool that SRS put these out. I'm not sure if these are burned on demand. If they are, burned on demands are getting pretty advanced these days, I guess, because they look like normal Blu-rays. They don't have that black bottom. So, I don't know. Somebody let me know. Are they BDRs? Not that it really makes a difference, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Next up, we have two Kino Lorber movies. Honestly, Nightmare in Badham County. I thought this was going to be something completely different than what it is, but I'm still down to watch it. Two young and attractive college students become immersed in a trap of local prejudice and greed when their car breaks down outside a small, sleepy town. Insulted by the girl's rejection of his amorous advances, the local sheriff arrests them for trespassing and prostitution. After a mockery trial, they're sentenced to a women's prison run by brutal guards and sex-grave superintendent. Cut off from all contact with friends and family, the girls realize that they are at the mercy of a crooked justice system designed to supply local farms with cheap prison labor. Their only hope is to escape this nightmare at the risk of their lives. This film, Nightmare in Badham County, exposes the terror and corruption of a vicious tyranny that actually exists in certain in certain communities where justice is more than a charade for greed. So, some deep-rooted meanings, some underlying meanings in that one. It's not just a nightmare in a damaged brain type movie. And then we have, of course, Trilogy of Terror 2. Never seen this movie. Big fan of the first ones, particularly the third skit or act with this little guy. So I'm excited to see this. I know it's not as good, supposedly, but Dan Curtis directed this one. He directed the first one, I believe. I'm not sure, actually. Did he produce this or direct it? directed by Curtis. Written by William F. Nolan, Burnt Offerings, which is great. And Dan Curtis, directed by Curtis. Okay, so yeah, awesome. Dan Curtis. Good stuff there. If you haven't seen Dan Curtis's Dracula, I would recommend that one. It's pretty good. Alright, so now we have 2 steelbooks. First up, we have the Sharknado box set from Germany. Well, not box set, but it's like a multi-Blu-ray, super heavy duty. I think it's like 2 discs. All 6 films, or 1 through 6. I don't know if there's a 7th yet, but super heavy, super high quality, cheesy ass films. I've only seen the first 2, I think. I've definitely seen Sharknado. But yeah, it's a good way to get them all on Blu-ray. Now I can sell all my others. So if anybody's interested in Sharknado 1 through 6 on Blu-ray, standalone US versions, holler at your boy. I've got them. I'll let them go for cheap. They're not expensive Blu-rays at all. But yeah, I wanted to own all the movies in one because I'm not a huge fan. I like the first movie. It's fun for what it is. But it's the kind of thing for me that gets really repetitive and boring and not funny, I guess. It loses its spark if they keep trying to replicate it with the sequels. But I wanted to own the movies, and this is a nice way to, you know, have them all in one little box. So that's perfect. German Blu-ray set, super high quality. Steelbook. And last steelbook I have is The Amazing Terrifier. This is, I think it's newly released from Dread Central, maybe in conjunction with Epic Pictures releasing. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. If you can stomach some nasty kill sequences and you like slasher movies, I highly recommend it. It's really good. I mean, killer clown meets slasher type movie. But the clown, Art the Clown, is very memorable, not memorable. Very memorable. Just a really, really, really good character they've created with this Art the Clown. And I love All Hallows Eve and Terrifier. I think they're both really good and they're different. All Hallows Eve being more of an anthology film with only one story. Well, I think there might be a wraparound that has to do with Art the Clown, but you know what I mean. You guys have all seen it. This is awesome, though. Really nice. So if you want it, and that scene right there is probably one of the most brutal sequences I've seen in modern horror in recent years, for sure. But this movie kicks ass. It's really good. So had to grab that steelbook. Super awesome. All right, last but not least. Actually, wait. So I've got one other thing that I wanted to save to unbox for you guys. We'll show this last, just to be a little different tonight. So I have this amazing box set here that I grabbed from Universal, and it is, well, I got it from Amazon, but it's Universal Pictures release. It is the Alfred Hitchcock House of Horrors, I believe it's called. The House of Hitchcock. So it's an amazing, what do you call this? Like holographic, not holographic, but changes images, that thing. It's got that going on and it scratches like a turntable, but I'm not going to scratch it because it scratches it. But yeah, this is amazing. Again, I bought this movie because there are some Hitchcock, so it's 15 Hitchcock films and it looks like this. It opens on the side and then you've got the films all in like 4 boxes and they make Hitchcock's face. It's also, you've also got like a really nice booklet, all about the master of suspense himself. And then you've also got like this really cool House of Hitchcock. It's like a bunch of lobby cards, I think, which is nice. So it's, you know, whole bunch of goodness. Smells really good too. It smells like a fresh paperback book. So yeah, it's awesome. You can see the whole sprawl layout right there. So the reason why I bought this is because I didn't have, so there's 15 films. I haven't seen Marnie. I haven't seen Torn Curtain. I haven't seen Topaz. I haven't seen Family Plot. I haven't seen The Trouble with Harry. There's a lot of movies on this. Saboteur. I haven't seen that. Shadow of a Doubt. I haven't seen. I've seen Rope. I've seen Rear Window. I've seen The Man Who Knew Too Much. Vertigo. North by Northwest. Psycho, of course. The Birds, of course. And Frenzy. But I haven't seen all the other ones. So in addition to this, you get 7 TV episodes from Alfred Hitchcock Presents. and 3 TV episodes from the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Also included are documentaries, excerpt comedies, expert commentaries, interviews, and screen tests, and much more. Plus letters, blueprint cards, and more. So that was what I showed you, that black thing. So really cool, really nice. Now I can get rid of my copy of Rope, Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest. I have all these films, except for the ones I didn't mention that I haven't seen, on Blu-ray, and I can get rid of them all now because I have this, and I don't need multiple copies of standard, Universal Hitchcock releases. I just don't need them. I have this. So, this was $87, I think. It's pricey, but I'd say it's worth it if you love Hitchcock and you want to get all the films in one box set like this. So, beautiful. The House of Hitchcock Limited Edition Collection. You could probably get it on Amazon cheapest right now. So, I think it was like $87. Sorry, guys. I'm super congested, and I don't want to blow my nose on camera. So, one last thing. So, I've been wanting to grab this movie that's in this manila envelope for a really long time. Wild Eye, of all companies, put this movie out. It's a movie that has multiple titles of the same name, I guess, or movie. There's a lot of movies that share the same name. I'm giving you guys hints before I open it up. But I bid on this on Amazon, and I paid a lot for it. I'll say that, but not as much as I expected to pay, because I've seen this movie go anywhere from like $50 to $90 to over $100 on eBay, because I've been watching for it over the years. So the guy had a bid $40, say $44 plus $3 shipping, baseline bid. I said, fuck it, I'll bid on it, thinking I would lose because it was the only bid. Come to find out, nobody else bid on it. So, I can't believe I won it. At the same time, I was like, shit, should I really have done that? But I did, so I had to follow through with it. I can't wait to blow my nose. I had to follow through with it, so obviously, because I won. So, anyways, let me show you guys this. I was looking for my little razor blade that I thought I had somewhere right around here. Apparently, it is MIA again. I really need to get that razor blade holder back, because I'm just carrying around this loose freaking razor blade, literally. And I lose it, and also I'm afraid I'm going to kill myself. Okay, here we go. I got it. This thing. I need to get, like, the holster for it, or whatever you call it. Alright, so, you guys ready? This is really exciting for me. Super stoked. And this guy is really cool, too. He was like, he emailed me after, and he's like, listen, I have a lot of rare horror stuff that I post frequently, so look out for me. And he shipped it one day after I ordered it, which is awesome. Came really quick. So, and look at how he bubble wrapped the shit out of this thing. He put Fragile stickers on the box. I mean, you know, for a $45 DVD, he went all out. Rightfully so, but I really appreciate it. I got to give him a good review. And I don't usually give people reviews, but if they go like above and beyond, in my opinion, I will take the time to do that. So I'm going to give him a good review. Alright. Wow, he wrapped the shit out of this. I couldn't believe, though, once you guys see what this is. The fact that I'll just show you. Wow, he really, this is great too, because I can reuse this bubble wrap when I mail people stuff. He went all out though. We're almost in. Last layer. Alright. Sweet. You guys ready? Drum roll, please. Bam. I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm holding this in my hand. Finally, I am holding this in my hand. Thank you. It's been a long time. I've wanted you for a very, very long time. And now I finally own you. And watch, next week Vinegar Syndrome's going to announce this on Blu-ray. It's coming. Watch, Scream Factory, somebody. I'm stoked. Crawl Space. Now, this movie, again, there are many movies that have this title, but this is not the one with, what's his name? Oh, come on now. Oh, God. It's not that one. I forget his name, but, it's this one. Not the one that Scream Factory put out. I can't believe I can't remember his name now. He's a douchebag, but a great actor. Foreign. Sorry, guys. It's been a long week. So I'm really excited to have this. The original Terror Classic. Factory sealed, too. I mean, it was freaking sealed. That's so cool, because I just opened it because I'm going to watch it. But I got this brand new from Wild Eye. This is the early days of Wild Eye. Arthur Kennedy stars in this movie. I'm so excited. So this ultra rare and creepy 1972 made-for-TV tale is a real horror treat. Predating the now classic Bad Ronald by 2 years, Crawl Space features a middle-aged couple accidentally discovering a young homeless man living in their basement. Their initial fear turns to joy when he proves to be helpful around the house, and like the son they've never had. But this newfound happiness soon turns to sheer horror when the young man's violent past and appetite to kill comes out. What happens after unravels any good he's done and sends the local townsfolk on a rampage of revenge to find out where he hides. I'm really excited for this. This is one of the last of I want to say the last of the Mohicans. I don't know why, but it's one of the last of the obscure, rare horror movies that I have, wanted to get for so long, and I just couldn't pay like $100 for this, $80 for this, because that's literally like, I'm lucky that I got this for $45, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to open it up, show you guys the inside. I just want to kind of be careful because, I did pay $45 for a DVD. What the fuck is that guy's name? I think he's like a womanizer, kind of. He's a dickhead. He was in Crawl Space that Scream Factory put out. I think his name starts with a K. He's in a ton of movies, too. Doesn't matter. So, thank you, whoever you are on eBay who sold me this for a great deal. Factory sealed, so I know it's mint condition. I'm really so excited about this. So, now I can cross off Crawl Space, check it off the bucket list. And I can't wait to see this. The synopsis sounds so good. So, cheers, guys. Thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned. There will be more coming shortly. So, yeah. Talk to you later. Peace. Klaus motherfucking Kinski!